Beep, 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 beep. Welcome to the Court of the Edijester. How you doing, you lot? Here we are again. It's another day. It's bloody cold. It was lovely the last couple of days. I went out for a walk. Yeah, it was very nice. Met up with a couple of peeps. Always good. But now, got up this morning. It's a bit colder again. Come on, spring, you can do it. I want to open my cupboard, my shirt cupboard, and get the shirts on, the loud shirts that signify we have entered spring and into a warmer part of the year, which is just fantastic. Anyway, so couple of things before we get started. What I've got today for you is a letter that one of the warrior teachers has written to an NHS hospital in Warrington, to do with children and their promotion of LGBTQIA, hands, knees, and bumps a daisy people, right? So we'll get to that in a minute. Before that, go and check out Kenny J. King's Twitter, because there was some confusion, I think, about whether or not the Let Women Speak event, which I believe is in Aberdeen, correct me if I'm wrong, which is going ahead on Saturday, was going ahead. It is now, by the look of it, going ahead. But please don't go and check Let Women Speak, Kenny J. King, whether or not that's going ahead, because I think it is. And as usual, they will be very happy to see you go along and support up there in wee bonny Scotland. Secondly, there is a collection of essays now available, which are about EDI, and come from some really important people in the movement. I'll put the links to all this downstairs, including Sarah of the Phillimore, which I'm sure will be known to you. So there's that as well to take into account. So other than that, let's just sort of crack on and have a look. First of all, look at this picture here. Look at that. So one of the warrior teachers goes into hospital for various. We all go to hospital for various reasons. Various reasons. Was visiting someone, I believe, went into hospital and walked past the children's ward and was presented with this. Look at the cute nonsense and rainbows and equality and diversity and EDI and DEI on the children's ward's door. Yep, I have a problem with it too. And the warrior teacher was incensed by this, and so has written to this particular hospital, which I speak, which is Warrington Hospital. Now, once again, before I continue, do become a warrior teacher. We need far more numbers for April to make it work. Otherwise, I can't make it work. If not, buy me a coffee, subscribe to my Substack. Other than that, thank you very much. Subscribe, like, all the usual. Comment. That's what gets this going. If you put a comment, it helps tremendously. So let's begin, first of all, with this letter. As you can see there, it's on the screen now. Dear Mr. Cashew. Sounds nuts to me. Stop it. I am writing to you to express my concern at the use of the words equality and diversity on the doors of the children's ward in Warrington Hospital, together with a rainbow symbol. Whilst there is nothing wrong with desiring equality and with promoting diversity per se, I feel that these words are not appropriate in the context of a children's ward or indeed in any healthcare setting. Interesting start there. Setting out concerns right at the start. This is about making your case. Warrior teachers that are in year 2 will know very well about how we make our case, so to speak. What is the way to do that? What's the process? So this is part of what's being used here. The phrase equality, equity, diversity, and inclusion is a rallying cry used by some transgender activists to promote a particular form of transgenderism that seeks to deny the reality of biology and to compel others to follow their belief in gender ideology. The use of the rainbow symbol in conjunction with the phrase equality and diversity is also a cause for concern. On its own, rainbows are lovely creations and provide a lovely picture for children, but used in conjunction with the phrase equality and diversity, they take on a different meaning. They become the flag for the LGBTQIA plus hands, knees, and bumps a daisy movement, and as such should be viewed as an activist symbol. Now, again, very interesting you see here. First of all, initial concerns. These are my initial concerns. This is what's causing my concern. And then detailing precisely what was seen when the warrior teacher was presented with this door that was in front of them, and how it's a really interesting thing that they do, isn't it? They force team everything together and put different things together, and they change the meaning of the original things by putting them all together, which then become, in this particular case, a symbol or a rallying cry, for want of a better word, which the warrior teacher used, a symbol of this horrendous belief system. And that's what's being identified here. It continues. It is likely that your Progress LGBTQ+ network contains transgender activists, and that some of your policies will have been influenced by these activists. I note from your website, and then there's the address there to the website, and here's what that address says when you visited it. The staff networks have a standing agenda item on the Workforce Equality, Diversity and Inclusion Subcommittee, meet with the Chief People Officer monthly and the Chief Executive Officer quarterly. And notice in here, the words are in bold, and it's the author's emphasis, the warrior teacher's emphasis. This ensures that our staff networks influence key discussions and strategic projects across the trust. In other words, the activist affinity groups that are embedded in Warrington Hospital are influencing key discussions and strategic projects across our trust. See, this is how it works. They get in, there's one employee to begin with, they gather around with other miserable gender-added grievance gerbils, and before you know it, you've got them influencing key discussions and strategic projects across the trust. These all have to go. Every single affinity group in every single organisation needs to go. I don't care if you want to get an affinity group together about, baking or making marzipan dildos. I don't care, but nothing to do with this. None of this identity stuff. It all has to go. The warrior teacher continues, whilst individuals are perfectly entitled to engage in activism, they should not be engaging in activism at work, and they should not be influencing key discussions and strategic projects. Beginning here in this part of this process of making a case, originally setting out what the overarching problem was, what they saw, and then breaking it down further to be very specific about their concerns. And now we're moving into what do I expect to happen next? Yeah. I want to be very clear at this point. I'm in favour of ensuring equality of opportunity for all, whether the persons involved have protected characteristics or not. I have a wealth of management experience, and I suggest that robust HR policies based on objective competence criteria are the way to ensure that all your employees are treated fairly and with respect. So here's my position. Here's what my position is. That's what's being said there. And these policies should be based in reality, not on ideology. You do not need to spend money supporting 5 different networks and should not allow those with a political agenda to influence key discussions and strategic projects across the trust. In particular, you should not allow activists to paste slogans on the door to wards, and especially not on the door to children wards. No, why? This is such a good idea here from Warrior Teacher. You pick one thing and you make a fuss. That's how it works. Now, when I did when I did Parents Assemble the other week, and I provided you with that letter that I'd written, or put together like a template type thing that you would send to a teacher, for example, or to a head teacher, or to a school, or whatever it may be. The idea is to cause trouble now. Never mind whether you're right or wrong, it doesn't matter. Just cause trouble. That's what we need to do. We've got to get parents to get together and start causing trouble en masse. So you get a school, they're doing all the LGBTQ nonsense, they're transing kids, they've got rainbow posters up all over the place, they're rattling on about critical race theory and using colour charts to divide children as to how black or how white or how brown or how pink they are. We now need to get parents just to cause trouble. Just cause trouble. Disrupt the whole place until they behave. That's what we're doing now, in my book. Well, wait, the law will do what the law is going to do. The big cases will fall out as the big cases do. But from a point of view of parents, you really should be at this point becoming absolute disruptors of what's happening in the schools. And then the warrior teacher finishes the document by saying, Warrington Hospital, like many hospitals across England and Wales, is struggling financially. I hope you can find the courage to disband these networks and to promote equality of opportunity through competent, objective HR processes, rather than listening to and implementing policies based on political activism. I also hope that the words equality and diversity are removed from the doors to the children ward. So there you go. Here's what I want. That's what's happened there. So we had the original. Here's my overarching concern. Here's some more specificity about that concern and why that concern matters and should matter to you. Then the addition of looking at staff networks and the worry about the influence of these staff networks. And then here's what I'm clear about. Here's what I expect. Here's what I anticipate. Here's what I have no problem seeing. And finally, I hope you will do the following. So the case has been made. Using there, you're struggling financially, so for goodness sake, do something about it. The idea that they've got money. I think there's also a case to be made for being on the right side of history. This sort of stuff needs removing from all hospitals, along with the affinity groups, which must go. Other than that, I'll be really pleased to hear from you on this. The pictures, if you want to see a picture of the letter, just so you can extract the text, if you know how to do that, it's on my Substack. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. I think it's useful to bring you these direct points of action and what's going on, in the hope that you'll do something too. All right. Other than that, you have a great day. I'll see you later, as they say. Bye bye, everybody. Bye bye.